What's up, guys and gals? Edvin here. Happy New Year to you all. I apologize for my lack of uploads as of late, but I have been super busy playing a bunch of— No one cares! Welcome back to the evaluation tapes. Now, what I was going to say, I was playing a bunch of games. Now, for the first video of the new year, I want to talk about the games I've played over 2024. Let me note, this isn't an evaluation of any of those games. These are just games I played over the year. I will go over roughly how long I played them. I will talk about some of my favorite things from each game. I thought this was more than a gaming channel. Okay, before I get comments like that asshole, this channel may not mainly focus on gaming, but it's getting difficult for me to watch multiple shows and movies for videos. Yet, to make sure everyone is happy, I'm going to go over some of the shows and movies I watched recently and tell you what I think about them. Before we get moving, I will say there are no full-scale spoilers to come at all throughout this video. From the games to the movies, I will only be sharing my thoughts on them. Also, not all these movies, shows, or games came out during 2024. It's just that I either played them for the first time or watched them for the first time in 2024. Because I want to start from the smaller stuff and go up, let's get into the movies. There isn't too much to say. I have seen tons of movies over 2024, yet I've only made 3 evaluations on ones that I have seen only once. That, and it's really hard to exactly remember all the movies I've seen, so I apologize in advance. To start, we have Pokemon Ranger and the Temple of the Sea, which obviously was made a really long time ago now, but the first time I watched it was last year. It was just so simple, obvious, kind of annoying. If you want to know my full opinion on the movie, just go watch my evaluation for it.
Ash, Pikachu, and the Pokemon Rangers must work together to stop the pirates' plot.
Next up is the first non-evaluation movie here, which is Terrot. I watched this film with my parents, and I will say I did think it was pretty decent. Even though I kind of guessed what would happen in certain spots of the movie, I loved the idea of cursed tarot cards, and everything went off the rails pretty fast. It was a pretty enjoyable watch, though.
Your reading will start.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, this old deck's kind of strange.
Where did you find them?
The second non-evaluation movie is District 9. I watched this film with a friend, and I thought it was amazing. The premise was aliens living on Earth for tons of years, starting to fight back after they were treated lesser than by the humans. This movie is amazing to me, and I 100% recommend it. I would love to evaluate this at some point, but for now, it only gets a mention here.
Nobody comes back late at night anymore. They have more security.
The government noticed that they were moving into new areas. That's when things started to get out of hand.
Following District 9, we are right back to the evaluation movies with If, which, god damn it, I don't want to go over this movie again, so I'll keep it brief. It's an okay movie with a cool premise, yet it does miss the mark a lot of the time. If you want my full opinion, just go watch my evaluation. I have a feeling I'm going to be saying that a lot in this video.
Forget about us in the first place? Last week I just started falling apart. Oh.
You're sucking the oxygen out of the room.
On to the last evaluation movie. That movie is Legends of the Guardians, The Owls of Ga'Hoole. My lord, I don't want to spoil this movie at all. And since I have a whole video on my opinion, I will just say don't sleep on this movie. It was made in 2010 and it feels like it was made a couple years after that. It was an enjoyable watch through and I would do it again and again. Finally, we've reached a zone where, over the next handful of months after this evaluation, my parents and I watched Harry Potter, every single one. Yet, I have seen these movies several times over, so I don't want to try to worry about those at this moment. Instead, I will skip to December. Ending off 2024, my parents and I watched a whole slew of Christmas movies. I will be going over some of these in the order of which we saw them. We watched some classics to start, like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Christmas Story, and Christmas Story Story. We watched so many classics, it was hard to keep track of it all. Yet we also watched several standout Christmas movies that aren't classics. To start, we have Dear Santa, a movie that was surprisingly wholesome despite it being rated R. The premise of it was simple, but done perfectly, where a dyslexic kid writes Satan instead of Santa, and this kid gets 3 wishes to use in exchange for his soul. The movie has a lot of funny moments, a decent story, and crude humor. Not everyone loves crude humor though, so that may be a negative. Yet I do recommend checking it out next Christmas if you're sick of the same movies every single year. It breaks the monotony of the normal movies, which is great.
Oh, that's putrid.
Thank you.
What do you want?
You summoned me.
On to the next movie, we have Candy Cane Lane, which was a creatively done movie. It was released in 2023, and the premise is the main character gets cursed to live through 12 days of Christmas, or rather the things that are in the 12 days of Christmas. You know, 2 turtle doves, 3 French hens, etc. If the main character doesn't get all the gold rings from every group of Christmas days, he would turn into a figurine along with 3 others that failed to break the curse. I love the premise of this movie, and it's done really well. There's so much to like here. It's pretty funny, it's creative, there are a couple well done scenes, and the ending is a perfect good ending that all Christmas movies should have. Even if this may be seen as a possible B movie, it doesn't feel like it at all.
I'll take it.
Signature, please. Ignore all the fine print. It's like you're signing your life away. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Oh, it will be.
Moving on to the next movie, we have 8-Bit Christmas. The premise is basically the same as Christmas Story, yet replace the BB gun with the NES. As a gaming nerd, I loved the idea of this movie, and surprise, surprise, it did pretty well. I liked how it was handled. It was a fun idea for a movie, and even if it was done before, I would probably watch it again.
No Nintendo in my house.
I second that.
Looks like a no-go on Nintendo.
I needed a Christmas miracle.
Moving on to the second to last Christmas movie, Santa's Little Helper, which is a WWE World Wrestling Entertainment Productions movie. I am a huge fan of WWE, so this movie was a must-watch for me and my family. The premise is that Dax, the main protagonist, has had the worst day of his life, getting fired from his job and losing his girlfriend and even losing his house. Dax is visited by an elf from Santa that was sent to spy on Dax to see if he could become the next ho-ho-ho, or Santa's Little Helper. Yet a huge problem. Dax is a dick. So the elf needs to see if there's any sort of heart in Dax to make sure this whole thing isn't just a waste of time. As a WWE fan, I enjoy this movie, and I think it's worth a single watch. Yet, as a movie evaluator, I have to say it's decent. It's not a great movie by any means, but it is kind of enjoyable. Just as much as every Christmas movie is anyways.
Hi.
Pitiful.
Finally, we're on to the last movie I watched that I remembered, that being Four Christmases. The premise of this movie is a married couple that were about to take a huge vacation, get roped into going to 4 Christmas get-togethers with each half of their respective families. After everything they went through, they had to try to stay together, no matter how hard it is. In the case of this movie, I am on the fence. I really didn't pay too much attention for this one, but from what I saw, it wasn't horrible.
Do you have a sister airline?
No, I'm sorry. How about a cousin airline? No, we don't. How about like an airline that your airline's felt up before?
And that's it for the movie section of this video. Before you put in the next tape, let me go to the mini ranking of all the movies from this year. 10, Pokemon Ranger and the Temple of the Sea. 9, Four Christmases. 8, Tarot. 7, Santa's Little Helper. 6, If. 5, Candy Cane Lane. 4, 8-Bit Christmas. 3, Dear Santa. 2, District 9. 1, Legend of the Guardians, The Owls of Ga'Hoole. That's all the movies. Please put on the next tape to start watching about the TV shows of 2024 that I watched. Did you put it in? Good. There were tons of shows that I started and finished watching in 2024. It was a blast to do for the most part. Yet there were a couple shows that I never finished and only watched a handful of episodes. These shows would be from Jetix. If any of you are fans of this channel, you would remember one of my largest videos, where I go over every show that's on Jetix. Go check that video out in the description below if you haven't seen it yet. Because even though I didn't watch all episodes of all Jetix shows, I will still be talking about a couple of series in this list. Not all of them, because otherwise this would go on for way too long. Anyways, on to the shows. We start off with Hazbin Hotel. And if you've been around YouTube, you know about this one more than likely, so allow me to keep this brief. The premise of Hazbin Hotel is the Princess of Hell, Charlie, wants to open a hotel for wayward sinners, to try to rehabilitate them to become better. This series is amazing to me. Even if it has only been one season, I am excitedly waiting for season 2 to come out sometime soon. Until I make an evaluation of Hazbin, let me just recommend you try to watch at least one of the episodes. If you don't like it, that's fine. It's not for everyone. But it was good for me and my friends. I hope you enjoyed it as well.
Sometimes I kill mother bugs in front of their children as a warning to others. Yay, pain!
On to the next show, we have Aaron and Aaron. Do I have to do this? I do. Fuck. Okay. Premise of Aaron and Aaron is Aaron moves in with his new sister Aaron and new dad. They both love music, and they have to learn to live with each other. Pain. All I know is pain. That's all I can say. If you want to know all my thoughts on Aaron and Aaron, go back and watch my video on it.
Till you hear the song Aaron wrote.
Hey, Aaron wrote a song too! Isn't that what he just said?
No, he said Aaron, she said Aaron.
Oh, right, we have the same name!
Moving on to another show that isn't an evaluation, or a show that is talked about much at all. That show being Animorphs. The premise of the show is that everyone in a small town is starting to get infected by brain parasites to hypnotize their hosts. The Animorphs need to help save them and keep themselves safe. Watching Animorphs was fun and a surreal experience for me. I always read the books when I was younger, so I did enjoy watching it. Keep a lookout for an evaluation on Animorphs at one point. On to a smaller thing from the Jetix video, at least a currently small thing, that being Power Rangers. I'm going to keep this super brief. I'm sure so many people out there at least know what Power Rangers is. Either way, my friends and I have been watching Power Rangers on and off for the last 2 years. In 2024, we finished a good amount of seasons. Expect a video on this at one point. Grabbing another quick thing from the Jetix video, I do want to say I finished watching only one of the series, that being Combo Niños. The premise is 4 kids with a variety of powers fight to save the world from these bad creatures. I don't have much else to say, but it was pretty good and enjoyable, but odd for me to watch and look at. And for some reason, if you want to watch it, it's all on YouTube. Now to a thing I still haven't finished watching, Teen Titans. I started watching this with my friends and we still haven't finished it. The premise of Teen Titans is kind of obvious. They are superheroes and they protect the world. From as far as we watched, the show is amazing. The other storylines, animation, and characters compared to Teen Titans go.
Good one. See? She thinks I'm funny. Statistically, I suppose someone has to.
And fair warning, I did actually finish Teen Titans now after I'm starting to read the script. So I am finished with it and I'll eventually make an evaluation on it, but keep a lookout for that. Okay, abruptly stopping shows because, well, I can't find any more that I really watched. At least not in. Are you a weeb? No. What the hell was that? Oh, well, I guess I should talk about a couple anime I watched. Is there slotted under shows in some way? Before you ask, no, I am not ever evaluating a huge anime. Maybe small ones, but nothing ever too big. Anyway, one of the 2 anime I watched was Welcome to Demon School Irmakins. That was a mouthful. The premise of the anime is Iruma, the main character, gets brought to the underworld because his parents sold him to a devil. I am not kidding. From what was shown, the anime is pretty good. I enjoyed it a lot, and the animation and powers and everything was just fun. I kind of recommend it if you want a nice anime to watch, even if this anime isn't fully done being made. On to the last show and anime to talk about, I have Black Clover. I did not finish this show as far as possible with my friend yet, so I'll keep this super brief. The premise of Black Clover is 2 rivals, Asa and Yuno, set off on a mission to become the next Wizard King. From what I've seen, this anime is amazing. I can't wait to finish watching the newest season. It will be great. Now we are cutting this short. I apologize as this really isn't much to go off of. I will rank a handful of these. I am leaving out Black Clover and Power Rangers from this list though. Number 6, Aaron and Aaron. 5, Combo Niños. 4, Animorphs. 3, Welcome to Demon School Irmakins. 2, Teen Titans. 1, Hazbin Hotel. Finally, on to the reason I made this video. I have played so many games in 2024 alone. So many new, so many old. So I'll be going over every single one. No matter what, I will be honest and go through all of these. Remind you again, the shows and movies I said before are ones I have watched for the first time. So all games coming up are ones I played for the first time in 2024. Put the gaming tape in and get ready to hit play as I go over the games I played in 2024. For the first game I played in 2024, we have Death and Taxes, a game where you play as Death. The premise is you are told to kill or keep some people alive. Each one creates a different path for the story to go. This game is basically a puzzle game that is interesting from beginning to end. Nothing else to really say here. It's fun, I like the fact that I can kill people, I like being Death, and the art style is nice. For the second game, we have Nova Drift. I went over this game before on evaluation. The thing with this game is that it's a roguelike space shooter. Currently has no story. Despite this reason, I did really enjoy playing this game. It's just a fun, simple roguelike, nothing else to say. On to the next game I played, which was Everhood. Another game I went over, but this time it was just my last video. The premise of Everhood is you are a character named Red that wants to get his arm back. This game has an amazing soundtrack and it's fun as hell to play. My friend got me into it early in the year. This game is good. but I can't play it all the time. On to a bunch of games that I have decided to categorize into one section here. There are at least 16 of these games, as far as I can tell. These are all games made by Edward McMillan. You may have heard of him from Super Meat Boy or Binding of Isaac Rebirth. Both games which I did play on my own time and enjoyed, yet there are a good handful of games that I never played from him until last year, ranging from his Flash games to a sequel of Super Meat Boy to Mean Bean Machine Clone. I played every single one, but I don't want to make this video longer than it should be, so I'll lump it together right here. I had to say, I had the most fun playing Super Meat Boy sequels and the Mean Bean Machine, and I had no fun playing Gish. If you want to see me talk about all his games in depth, I will make a video on every McMillan game and rank them all once I reach 100 subscribers. So I hope you all can get me there so I can talk about this beautiful, albeit evil man. Moving on to a game that took control of my life for months on end. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. God damn, I spent a lot of time playing this. This game was fun, enjoyable, and fast-paced aside from the obvious issue of skill-based matchmaking. Nothing else I can say, as I refuse to play the campaign and zombies was a damn joke in MW3. Next is a game that broke the boring, repetitive nature of MW3, that being Tiny Tina's Wonderland. The rest of the game was trying to finish Tiny Tina's D&D style campaign, with guns and interesting mechanics based around the Borderlands series. This game is decently fun, and it was also funny. It only needed one playthrough though. Speaking of Borderlands, I played Borderlands 3 for a bit with my friends right after Tiny Tina's Wonderland was over. Sadly, I don't have the premise for this game, as I just stopped playing it with my friends at one point. We also had to go back to playing COD every day. From what I've played, Borderlands 3 was pretty okay. On to the ripoff Pokemon game. Power World? Yes! Power World's premise is I don't know, and I honestly don't care. Let me just give you the short and sweet thoughts of Power World for me. The game is boring alone, and feels tedious to do everything. In multiplayer, it's a lot more enjoyable, but still a buggy mess. If you want to make me suffer and eventually evaluate this, I will. Yet for now, I am banishing it to the Dark Realms. Never Reborn has burst its way in after I banished Hell World. Well, at least this game is better. The premise is you are a group of furry creatures trying to destroy a big, bad, evil guy to save the world. Or at least that's what I can get out of it. Yet each character does have a backstory, which is nice. Add on the fact that certain characters are just fun to play and it makes it even better. This game is basically if Binding of Isaac was first person, less funny, and it has online multiplayer. Wait, Binding of Isaac got real online multiplayer? Okay, I'm finished doing Binding of Isaac for now. Moving on to Super Hot. This game was made a super long time ago, but the first time I played it was last year. The premise of this game is you are in a VR game within the game. You have to break out. This game is pretty fun, and so is a sequel for it. I have no reason to not recommend it. It has been out for so long, too, so everyone has probably already heard of it. Genome Guardian is next on the list, a roguelike turret game. The premise is you're a turret, you shoot microbes. Enjoy. The game is just fun and addictive as other roguelike games, if not even more so, with the expansive turret amount in this game. Also, just like multiple other games on this list, a friend got me into it. Hopping in next is Frog Fractions, a game that is really weird. The premise is random bullshit, go! Did I read that right? This game was weird. Pretty short and decently okay. Not too bad, but not too good. Up next is Slime Return of Demon Lord, a game I have already talked about before. The premise of Slime is the Demon Lord becomes a slime and needs to work their way back to reclaim his throne. This game is fun and got a pretty nice update. I recommend checking out my video on it too, as I want to go more in depth there. Jump King is next, and I barely played it. The premise of this game is to reach the top and save someone. I forgot who. This game is a rage game, so as you can tell, I quit very fast. It wasn't too bad, I guess, but it is just made to make you rage. Up next, we are sweeping up the Were Cleaner. The premise of this game is that you are a werewolf cleaning up an office. Do not get spotted or you will eat someone. This game is a fun and quick way to waste time. I do enjoy this game a lot though. On to a game I played on Switch, Little Kitty, Big City. A small cat in a big city. Duh. The premise of this game is just to return back to your home, doing small, fun, random tasks along the way. This game is pretty fun, but there is one glaring issue. It isn't really well put together. The game is very glitchy and buggy. It's not bad, but it makes the game a bit harder to play. Jumping back to Steam, we have Neon Abyss, yet another roguelike game. Yet this time, it is side-scrolling. The premise of this game is to take down the in-game gods. The game is pretty interesting, but got boring after a bit, especially considering the fact I didn't really enjoy too many of the characters. Going into battle with another roguelike, we have Brutal Orchestra. This one uses RPG elements. The premise of this game is you're trying to figure out how you died and why you died, from what I can remember. This game is pretty interesting, fun, but infuriating at points, just like most roguelikes. On to the most basic game on this list, Tabletop Simulator. It's just board games online. and you really should only play with friends. I would have fun if I had friends that wanted to play it. Up next is Rain World, a survival game where you are this cute creature. The premise of the game is you try to survive a constant rainfall until you return back to your family. This game is challenging, but pretty fun from what I played. I could never really get too far because I got lost and annoyed. I know it's not that bad of a game at all though. Up next on the dock is Spell Shot, which is basically COD Zombies without the COD. The premise is to survive as long as you can. It's a fun and simple game that scratches the old COD Zombies itch in a way. Back to the Switch, we have Party Time 1 and 2. They're basically the same game, so let me just lump them here. The premise is party games, nothing else to say about that. If you play this game with friends, you will enjoy it a lot. There's basically small Mario Party minigames for the whole game, but it is fun. Moving on to Mario Party Jamboree. Right after that ripoff, this one must be good. The premise of the game is Mario Party. Mario Party Jamboree is the most recent Mario Party. It's fun, addictive, interesting, and seems to cater to all types of players, which makes the games more balanced and sometimes all over the place on who will win. On to the calmest game I have ever played, Slime Rancher. The premise is to raise slimes and collect them all as far as I can tell. This game is so calm, so peaceful, and just a bit of fun. It gets quiet and boring after a while, but when you need to calm down, it's the perfect game. Up next is a free-to-play game called Grapples Galore. This game is a multiplayer third-person shooter where you swing around and kill others. It's pretty enjoyable, but if you don't play with others, it can get really boring. Moving to one of the only puzzle games I actually played, this game is called Lingo. The premise of this game, much like all other puzzle games, is just to solve puzzles. But in this game, it's word puzzles. This game makes my head hurt, but also makes me feel really smart. It isn't something I would say is fun, but I always feel good when I get something right in this game. And that's fun in itself. Also expect a video on this game eventually. Moving on to the next Call of Duty. Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I don't want to get into too much detail with it, but you just need to know that Black Ops 6 has a decent campaign, annoying multiplayer, and fun zombies. That's all you need to know. Up next is a 6v6 game that has taken gaming by storm, which is Marvel Rivals. This game is a 6v6 third-person shooter. This game is a blast to play with others and decently fun alone. It is still growing as I speak, but as of right now, it is my favorite shooting game as of recently. Finally, we have reached the last game, Mario & Luigi Brothership, a game I barely played. The premise is Mario and Luigi need to save a new kingdom. Again. As always. This game was enjoyable from the short time I played it. Now we can get into the ranking. I'm keeping out a couple games from here. Jump King, Slime Rancher, Tabletop Simulator, Borderlands 3, Rain World, and Mario & Luigi Brothership are remaining off here as I haven't played enough of them to gauge anything about them. Another thing remaining off this list is the Ed McMillan games, as they are lumped together and they don't need to be ranked yet, as I will eventually go over them in due time. Now to the ranking. In 24th, Pal World. 23, Frog Fractions. 22, Grapples Galore. 21, COD Modern Warfare 3. 20, Tiny Tina's Wonderland. 19, COD BO6. 18, Little Kitty Big City. 17, Neon Abyss. 16, Content Warning. And also Lethal Company, I forgot how much I even played it. 15, Party Time 1 and 2. 14, Death and Taxes. 13, Spell Shot. 12, Gunfire Reborn. 11, Super Hot. 10, Brutal Orchestra. 9, Wear Cleaner. 8, Slime Rancher. 7, Everhood. 6, Nova Drift. 5, Slime Return of the Demon Lord. 4, Lingo. 3, Genome Guardian. 2, Super Mario Party Jamboree. And 1, Marvel Rivals. Finally, we're over and done with for the case of 2024. Now on to playing games and watching stuff in 2025. I hope you all join me on the adventure as I continue uploading more and more videos and trying to stay active. And to the 48 or so people subscribed to me, thank you for staying with me as long as you have. I hope you stay for more. Happy New Year to all. I know it is pretty late to say now, but I do hope all of you had a Happy New Year. This year, expect more videos about me talking about my personal opinion of games, instead of trying to review them. Edvin's evaluation will still be happening, but I will be putting way more of my personal opinion in. I hope that doesn't ruin anything for you guys, though. Either way, guys, thank you for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Once I hit 100 subscribers, I'll talk about all of the Ed McMillan games and rank them. Yet, until next video, this has been Edvin in 2025, signing off.